What they do going banner AK. My shit wasn't registered any fucking way. So you better duck away, running hide out. When I'm rolling real slow with the lights out. Cause I'm about to fuck up the program, shooting at a what?
At a drop top bro hand.
Yeah.
Good, y'all. Back again one more time for the D-Yak and Crook Show. The podcast where we break down bars and stars and give you the smoke like crooked eye cigars. Yeah, I mean. We got a classic for y'all today, though, for sure. What is it, Yak?
Oh, man, come on. America's Most Wanted.
What? Ice Cube himself.
The Don Mecca.
Don Mecca, all summer. Yeah.
Well, who want to kick it off?
Shit. What's up, Crook?
What's your thoughts on the album? Like, where were you at? Like seriously, what was you doing when that album dropped?
What year it dropped? 94?
It dropped in 90.
90? 90, yeah, 90. This
Ooh,
the 90.
what was I doing in 1990? Damn. I probably was putting a heavy starch on some 501s. Spraying some Vano on them motherfuckers.
Oh, you weren't fucking with the Niagara?
I had the Niagara too, you know what I'm saying?
Not the
Putting a heavy crease. You know what I mean? On some of them joints. But you know what? I was super glued into what was going on in the world of hip hop, especially on the West Coast when he dropped that, because that was his first time, you know, that he was going to debut some music after the infamous split with NWA. You know what I'm saying?
It was.
So since he was just broken up with one of the craziest groups in the modern times, you know what I mean? It was like, yo, what is he gonna say? Because they dropped 100 Miles of Running. I heard all kind of, you know, words flying his way, shots and jabs and all that. And I'm like, what's this dude gonna do? Plus, he was one of the main writers over there, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I was interested to see what direction he was gonna go into. So my ears was glued to the speaker, man. And when I seen the album cover, can we talk about the artwork? Like,
hip hop.
The artwork.
Yeah, hip hop.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was epic right there.
What?
The whole So wait a minute. So
What part of LA is that?
yeah, wait, hold on. Let me see. What part of LA is this? This looks like
I think they.
it almost looks like it's downtown, but I could be
It does
so
look
wrong.
downtown.
Yeah.
You'd be
I
the
could be so
authority on
wrong.
that because, you know, we from the city by the ocean.
Right.
So,
It always got motion.
you know,
Yeah, not that he's got motion.
we can't select the landmarks like you can. It does look
It
like
kind of look
downtown.
like it might be downtown, but that'd be a
Sixth
great
Street,
question
Fifth Street, something
to
like that.
ask. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that the Cooper Building? No, just
Cooper Building.
Yeah, I think he shook
We
him
gonna
up
go
with
down
that.
to the alley.
And he had
the alley. Ooh,
and he
getting a
had
discount.
that patented Ice Cube scowl. You know what I mean? You know, not too extra out, you know, at all, but just looking like, yeah, y'all know what it is.
Y'all know
South
what's
Central
about
Los Angeles.
Whew,
Yeah.
man, that was before the Rodney King riots, and he was still letting you know prior to that. You know, it was almost prophetic. You know of you know how he was breaking down what was going on in the city right before all that took place.
It was a lot going on. Though,
The intro. You know, the intro was amazing. You know, it just put you in the mindset like you was about to go on a sonic journey that you had never been on before.
Absolutely.
And he delivered all the way through.
Man, look.
He delivered.
Got
all
any
the way
last
through.
words? Yeah, I got some last words.
Fuck all y'all.
Switch.
Damn, I'm glad y'all set it off. What? Y'all better stop playing. Now, see, one thing about Ice Cube to me, like especially in that album, is a lot of his delivery, like his bars and the way he like set everything up, it was real visual.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could see all of this going on, like, and then the video was always on point with the music. Like it matched it to a T. You know what I'm saying? Like
he was the flag bearer of the West Coast.
He was.
No doubt. No doubt. Much
Definitely
love to
one of
Ice-T. You
Yeah.
know, not taking nothing from him.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Easy. Not taking nothing from him. And Ruthless. None of that. But yeah.
When it was his turn, it was his turn.
It was his turn.
It was his turn. And he took his whole turn.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
He's still taking some more of his turn right now. He ain't letting off his turn. He's the first black sports organization with the Big Three.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, he's doing he and to think that, you know, this album is where it started for him as far as being a solo artist in the hip hop culture, you know what I mean? Like as we look back, we see all these accomplishments from Ice Cube, and you know, but when you was bumping this album, maybe I didn't see him owning a sports team one day.
You definitely
You know what I'm saying? I just, you know, it was just a different time. And like you said, like, he was the flag. He was waving the flag, man. And he took it to the East Coast and hooked up with the Bomb Squad. You know what I'm saying? And the Bomb Squad, for those who don't know, very, you know, their sound was very influential in hip-hop at the time, because Public Enemy was is one of the greatest rap groups to ever hit the scene.
Ever.
You feel me?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, Hank Shockley and them, they was over there getting busy with Public Enemy, making classics. And then, you know, Cube journeys to the East Coast, and, you know, they put that radical, rebellious, hip-hop boom bap, but still funk under him, you know what I'm saying? And to hear Chuck D on some of those songs, and to hear Flavor Flav clowning around on some of them songs, it was a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece. And it was one of the early projects that had a lot of West Coast and East Coast collaboration and unity in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What I appreciated about it was that it wasn't a big departure from who Ice Cube was anyway, because he always had a political bent to his lyricism and his demonstration. And so by hooking up with PE or the Bomb Squad, he got all of that was encompassed in their camp and infused it within himself and put a West Coast twist with it. And
Absolutely.
and it, to me, it stamped that the West Coast was official on the rap scene, undeniable, because the collaboration that he did with Chuck, like you say, and then, you know, him get off my dick and tell your bitch to come here with, you know, with that was the coldest statement in hip hop at the time. I mean, at the time, I was like, this guy here,
Right.
he's a brute.
Yeah.
I was like, I heard no lies.
You know what I mean? I'm like, he raw with it. But I mean, just so it fused together well, because you was used to hearing Ice Cube on some aggressive, you know, not really angry, but more aware and informing. You know, he was letting the people know what was going down, and, you know, how you need to stay on your shit or be a victim in
At
so
all
many
times.
ways.
He came in the game doing that. So if there's any misconceptions that was, you know, because I read some articles where they like, you know, it feels like he was influenced by, you know, the PE movement more than he was, in my opinion, as a listener to his music before he even got with, you know what I'm saying, any of the Bomb Squad team or the Public Enemy team. It's like D said, he was already always pushing some politics and the political shit in his music already, even when he had the Jerry Curl dripping.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, you know what I mean? Like when he told him, if you smoke cane, you a stupid motherfucker. On Dope Man in the 80s.
Sure did.
That's a cautionary tale about being a crackhead.
Sure did.
Feel me? And when he talked about how the police is on him because of the color of his skin, that was in 86, 87. So, you know, he was already there. And just like you said,
that's what I was saying.
That's what I'm agreeing with you on that for 100%, 1,000%. You know, that's where he was going. And he walked into a room full of monsters with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the Bomb Squad was like, oh, that's where you at?
And stood
killers
tall.
with that.
And stood tall.
Yeah.
Accepted what they gave him and made it what it was. You know what I mean? And it was, to us out here, you know, if you wasn't riding to Ice Cube out here, you know, the America's Most, when that dropped, you wasn't in tune with the streets.
At all.
You know what I mean? To the turn off the radio, that was a bold statement. Like, turn off that bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, we sick of y'all force feeding us this commercialized, lightweight ass shit. Let me tell y'all what's really going on. And for him to be aiming to attain the status that he has right now, you know, that could have been looked at as quite a risky move, because back then you kind of needed radio in 1990.
You sure did.
You know what I mean? We remember we weren't even in the game then officially in 1990.
Right.
You know, we were still on the fringes hoping, you know, against hope that it might happen, but you know, he was there, and you know, with all the struggles he went through to get his business right and all that, man, yeah, he is Don Mega. He persevered.
You think he did turn off the radio? He had so much confidence in saying turn that bullshit off because he saw the success of NWA without radio? You think that was one of the things that was behind? You know, we just assuming now. We don't know what the man was thinking, but just, you know, you think that could have, you know, kind of like gave him the fuel in his tank to be like, you know what? I'm finna, because here's what y'all got to understand. Everybody that's listening to us and watching us right now, what y'all really got to understand is that back then, the things that Ice Cube is saying on this album weren't being said. Okay?
At all.
No.
So by anyone.
But they were facts.
But
for the most part, except Public Enemy,
it was
maybe,
a few people saying
poor
some
righteous
stuff.
teachers, maybe.
But that was from a different
perspective.
You know what I mean? And environment.
True, it was more edutainment on theirs. It was more infotainment.
If you really listen to Ice Cube, you really listen to this album, he was actually giving you a guide on moving around in South Central.
That's why I said infotainment.
Exactly.
As opposed to edutainment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it was street knowledge. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it was like,
that's what he named his shit.
That's what he named it, street knowledge.
Yeah.
And I know that right now you hear all of these very shocking bars. You know, in 2024, you're liable to hear any kind of fucking shocking rap that you can think of. But before, there was a time where you couldn't rap like that. Like, you would get shunned if you say some of the stuff that Ice Cube is saying on this album. So we want the people who are too young to remember or weren't around at that time to know that he was taking huge risk as an artist in the mainstream.
True.
With the things and the topics that he was covering and with the statements he was making. Like D said, he was making bold statements. You know what I'm saying? So when you listen to it, just imagine, you know, being at a time where everything that he's saying is like, oh shit, did he just say that? Now, a lot of people thought about, you know, Eminem, and they's like, okay, he was doing shock rap. You know, this Ice Cube is the one who opened the door for a lot of that, because NWA, period, was saying fuck everything. You know what I'm saying?
They were. They were. Everything that wasn't proponents of that lifestyle, they were saying fuck it.
Yeah.
Well,
fuck the status quo.
And then they were giving you music that you didn't, topics that they touched on, you wasn't going to hear that anywhere else.
No, you wasn't.
At all.
No.
Dope Man.
Yeah.
I mean, just to throw one out there, like Once Upon a Time in the Projects. That like
he killed
from beginning to end.
Kick something for the kids, for the motherfucking kids.
I seen everything on Once Upon a Time in the Projects.
Right.
Him pulling up, niggas shooting dice, asking where you from. He barely even made it to the
no,
front
that's
door.
Gangster Fairy Tale I'm thinking about. What I'm thinking, Gangster Fairy Tale.
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time, y'all, yeah.
And then the whole
he
time,
took you walking through the projects.
He took you walking through the projects.
Yeah, he
coming
did.
to see a girl. The girl, she stayed in a dope spot the whole time. He not even knowing it's a dope spot. She with the whole business. Then they get arrested. Wrong time, wrong place. That is so L.A.
Yeah.
L.A. is so wrong time, wrong place. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get caught up. And then, they get he like, you should say something. I mean, everything was just like so visual. It could have been a movie. You can make a movie out of that.
That's why he's one of the top storytellers of all time in hip hop. And, I don't hear his name enough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When we talk about all the GOATs who tell stories, I don't hear his name enough. That's cool because we gonna say his name. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
because Once Upon a Time in the Projects,
he means a lot to us, and he meant a lot to us. At that time,
absolutely.
And even to this day, he still drop heat. Whenever he come off, you waiting to hear what he gonna say because he gonna give it that cube. He ain't gonna play with it. He don't play with his bars. He don't play with who Ice Cube is. So that's why you can respect it to this day. And when you see him, you still feel that like fascination. You know what I'm saying? Like this Cube, like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? And I really get that when I fuck with Cube, and I done fuck with him from the Up and Smoke tour to various venues where we encountered each other. It's always love, always respect. But, I'm the big homie on the streets, but in the game, Cube is definitely the big homie.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, man.
Well, like, Who's the Mac?
Who's the
The
Mac?
message there was.
Can I just say DJ Pooh is a motherfucking fool on that
Man,
motherfucking video?
Why you take the words out of my mouth? I was about to say
strong.
DJ Pooh is a motherfucking fool.
He was wrong for that. It was the walk for me. It was the walk. I seen Huggy Bear.
Yeah.
I seen a whole lot of Huggy Bear going on.
Yeah.
A straight legend. DJ Pooh is a straight
legend.
West Coast. He's a hip hop
legend.
But I just want to say I gotta put the West on it because that's where man. Listen, the LA Zoo and all that kind of stuff. The production, the things he's seen, the history that he knows.
Let me tell you something. He had came back from doing like a 6 or 8 year internship with Russell Simmons in New York. He lived with him out there before he came back and formed the LA Zoo and did all that great work out here with King T and Ice Cube and Deadly Threat and Snoop Dogg and everybody who he put everybody who he put his hands on. Man, yeah, he's a real legend. He's a musical legend and a comedic legend at the same time.
Man, because the way he was doing, man, on that Who's the Mac video, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I said, it's so funny, man, but, it's DJ Pooh, man. Like, Who's the Mac, the beat, I don't know I got to look into where they, where is there a sample involved? It sounds like a jazz. What song is
Yeah.
Like,
it does.
I'm a jazz aficionado too. I can't call that
man,
one right off,
that beat is so hard. Like his visuals, we're gonna keep saying this. It's a reason Ice Cube went into the movie game. He was already writing lyrical movies. He was writing songs. His songs was movies. So it only made sense for him to transition into the movie game because the storytelling is immaculate, man.
Immaculate.
It's immaculate.
What's the A Gangsta's Fairy Tale?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he took that. Those are like child stories and made it hood. and just like we said, just making a song for the motherfucking
He said
kids,
Little Red
man.
Riding Hood had a beef with Little Boy Blue.
Yeah.
I said, come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man. He twisted all the way up. You know what I mean? It was entertaining.
It was.
And it was ghetto as a motherfucker.
It was.
You know what I mean?
It was.
He lets you know where he come from, and he proud of it. That's another thing I love about Cube.
Hey, dog,
You know.
I looked for that kid today. I couldn't find it. I was like, where is that dude now? The kid. I was gonna bust y'all head open with some cold facts.
Oh,
like, yo,
man.
that kid that's talking on there. Hey, Ice Cube, kick some shit for the kids, man. The kids. You know what I'm saying? I went through a whole rabbit hole trying to find that kid, man, to see what he doing now.
You couldn't uncover him?
Couldn't uncover. His name is Little Russ. You know what I'm saying? So if you out there, Little Russ, yeah, we was really fucking with you and we was coming up, man. That little, kick some shit for the kids, man. The kids. That shit used to be my shit. And I did discover though that Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood sued Ice Cube over the beginning of that song. He had a Mr. Rogers sample in there, and they were getting 5 cents a record sale until they ended up pulling that sample off of the revamped edition of the album. They pulled that, and also found out that he originally wrote that song for Eazy-E.
Okay. Well, one, I'm glad that he did it because he did it with flavor and flair. You know,
right?
Not saying I'm glad Eazy didn't do it, but I'm glad that Cube did do it because it came out A1. And I'm not gonna speak ill of the dead.
Right. Not at all.
Tight sweater wearing mother. I'm talking about Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers
trying to eat.
Yeah,
you already eating off the community.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
I got you.
Moving along.
He gave y'all the saying. Hey, listen. We get banged on the kids.
That's
we
not
get
what's
banged
going
on the kids.
That's not what's going on.
Down. Feel me?
That's not what's going on here. That's not what's going on.
Why don't you bring your ass over to Chris Shaw Slauson?
Come on, that's not what's going on.
Take a walk through the hood where we up to no good, slanging them things like a real
G-should. Nah, but okay. What's the next song on there, man?
Wait a minute.
The nigga you love to hate.
The nigga you love. Okay,
what?
The nigga you love to hate. I ain't
Come
mad
on,
at that.
man.
Fuck you, Ice Cube.
Yeah.
It's the nigga you love to hate. Yeah, I fuck
He
with
was
that.
putting it out there. That's what made him one of America's most wanted because he wasn't ashamed to say what was on everybody's minds pretty much at that time and that particular demographic that he was speaking to.
I heard Payback's a motherfucking nigga. That's why I'm sick of being treated like a goddamn stepchild. Fuck a punk cause I ain't him. You gotta deal with the 9-double-M. Now here's something y'all, what? Just think, if niggas decide to retaliate, they try to keep us running up. I never tell them to get down. We all about coming up. What they do, go and ban an AK. My shit wasn't registered any fucking way. So you better duck away, run and hide out. When I'm rolling real slow with the lights out. Cause I'm about to fuck up the program, shooting out of what?
Of the drop top bro hand.
Yeah.
You know we was off that crook. You know, Chris Flav?
Man,
we
look.
was off that so heavy.
He would have had you on one.
Yeah.
I mean, you already know what old boy was doing. Jacking niggas for Nissan trucks.
Right in the drive-through.
Right in the drive-through. I mean, come on. He was laying it out for you. He was laying it out. Look, this what you got to do when you dealing with these type of females. This what's going to happen if you in a drive-through. Keep your head on the swivel. On the swivel. And, yeah. And the sellouts, we know what you do, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
And people who were directing movies were listening.
Yeah.
They was listening.
They were.
Because then a lot of that America's Most Wanted music, the lyrics and the skits and the interludes ended up in movies. Boys in the Hood, like Menace to Society.
Yeah.
A lot of those scenes that you saw, that came out of America's Most he spoke on that first. You know what I'm saying? And he put it in a way to where it made sense to make it a visual representation, just how he said it. Of course, the streets made it so.
Right. Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
And
then him putting it in the music first, and then the movie directors being fans of his, they just recreated a whole lot of shit that was on a lot of them albums.
Yeah, because he was bringing a lot of that to light, and it's like, oh, they out there, they messing up the music. Nah, the music wasn't getting messed up. These are facts.
We
these
telling
are
our stories.
Yeah, these are
our
things
reality.
that are really happening. Like people really getting jacked in a drive-through, at the gas station, at the liquor store. Like it really goes down.
Yeah,
you gotta really like keep your head on the swivel. You gotta really like be on point, because you gotta be able to read the room.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or the energy, so to speak. You know what I mean? Same thing. That's
you was really getting pulled up on at the corner. You know what I'm saying? If you was like sliding on them things, man, people was getting murdered and robbed for tires. You know what I mean? Rims and tires.
At the time.
Yeah, it's like, and it was serious like that. And then, on top of that, with the gang activity that was going on, it's a certain way you even drive in when you in LA. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the gutter lane, I'm butter man.
Foot to the floor. What you? Well, we probably shouldn't be quoting that just since we giving it up.
Y'all so stupid.
It's all love. It's hip hop. We don't mean that. We gonna keep it 1,000, man. We ain't got no animosity toward nobody in the game, man. We love the game. That's why we here breaking these albums down.
And we rolling with the lynch mob. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was my shit on there.
No, that was a good. That was
one of my favorite ones on there.
Yeah.
Do 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 do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And the Bomb Squad wasn't playing. Was they?
No.
And you know what? We gotta give some props and flowers to motherfucking Sir Jinx, man. Because Sir Jinx contributed more than I even knew to this album we breaking down right now. And you barely hear his name when we talk about America's Most Wanted. Sir Jinx was heavily involved in that. So I'm saying, yo, man, we got to give him something.
We do. And Sir Jinx is a good brother too, man. He's real hip hop dedicated, man. He's he's a great producer. He's a loyal friend, and man, he a pioneer out here on the West Coast. So that's good that you mentioned him. Sir Jinx really need to get his props.
For sure.
This hour of D-Yak and Crook was brought to you by Lil Belize Restaurant at 217 East Nutwood Street in Inglewood, California. Make sure y'all check it out for the best eats in town.
For a taste of Caribbean cuisine, visit Little Belize Restaurant located at 217 Nutwood Street in Inglewood, California. Enjoy appetizers, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Serve our delicious food at your next party or event. Our catering menu is perfect for weddings, picnic, holiday parties, or company banquets. Give us a call at 310-674-0696.
And we got to get a homegirl Yo-Yo her props, too.
This is a man's world.
Oh, yo. Yeah, they did. They did. And for him to make a song like that and introduce Yo-Yo like that, you know what I'm saying? To make her statement about womanhood at the same time, that right there even broadened hip-hop on the West Coast even more. Because that showed that, in spite of all the misogynistic lyrics and all that, which weren't so rampant at the time, but it was still a male-dominated game to a heavy degree.
Right.
Yeah.
But he showed, that the collaboration, how dope it could be when he did him and he just let her do her.
Absolutely.
And that was a song that everybody loved. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a man's world, but it wouldn't be a damn thing without a woman's touch. She was, and she laid it down. You know what I'm saying?
She laid it down.
Bring home the bacon, but find another hoe to cook it.
Yeah.
I said, ooh. I said, she acting up on here. Yeah. I dug that song.
Yeah, they was going back and forth. I like their chemistry.
Yeah, it was dope.
They had real good chemistry.
Their voices complimented each other. Their styles complemented each other so
How
well.
you gonna rule the world with your county check, baby? You know what I'm saying? Like,
First and the 15 was cracking back
First
then,
and the 15, you know what I mean? Some government cheese. Make a grilled cheese out that government, get some
Get that free lunch at the church.
You free lunch him.
Yeah, man.
Free lunch,
Oh, that's it,
I
man.
missed that one.
See, these are all the type of things going on in the environment when Cube was making that type of music that he was making. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's the reason why I touch everybody. So, it's just real music. And I feel like he represented the West Coast lovely, and I'm agreeing with you 1,000%, man. Yo. She came in there and she killed it. And we needed a voice, a California female's voice to be on a big platform at that time. Like,
we did. And in continuance of that, he still let you know he was that same dirty dog ass nigga too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm only out for one thing.
Whoa.
He still let you know, like, all right, we gonna do some of this politically correct, interaction right here, but let me let y'all know how I get out.
I'm only out for one thing. Hey, man. Flavor Flav verses on there is underrated, man.
It is. He don't. Hey, look, he was so slept on there. I think you got to check that out.
Hey, yo, man, he was funny. Like, because the thing about it is, on the NWA albums, they always had some sort of humor mixed into their projects.
They did.
You know what I'm saying? Whether that be Dr. Dre scratching in, a Richard Pryor sample or something in the middle of a song, or a skit where they just clowning and having fun. You know what I'm saying? They always implemented humor. So I was wondering when Cube left, like, because I'm looking at the whole recipe, right? And I'm like, where's he going to get that humorous side from? You know what I mean? Because, they was all joking and cracking jokes when they was in WA. You don't have to front on me, bitch. You know what I'm saying? They doing all that kind of shit. So it's like Flavor Flav came in and he just provided all the comedy relief on some fly shit though. He was like, fuck that bitch till she can't see it. And baby came out talking Run DMC. I said, what?
We died off that. Yeah, we ran over that earlier. We died off that.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so, it was a beautiful thing. And I think that,
It showed that even though he espoused our understanding and lifestyle over here, he was still capable to go on the other side of the nation, collaborate with some other major figures in the game, and not only hold his own, but deliver a stellar project that was all him. It was all Cube. They were role players in his movie.
Yes.
Nobody outshined Cube.
Yeah, they were
That was his they shined on their own.
For sure.
I ain't saying they didn't shine.
Yeah.
They shined on their own, but nobody took the spotlight from Cube.
Yeah, it was his
But
movie.
you got to think about it. It's kind of like that with any kind of thing he's involved in.
Oh, yeah, Cube. I thought you was about to say with any artist. I was about to say,
Oh, no.
Because I get on nigga shit
And do it, huh?
I would.
Try to tear them to shreds. I mean, it's just natural. It's just my approach to, getting down. But
it's part of the MC.
Yeah.
Well, hey, they say, look at whatever's in front of you and try to crush it to salt.
Barmakazi.
Hey.
That's some COB shit right
know
there.
What I'm saying? Gotta stay fly till you die.
You know what I mean?
Kamikaze, you feel me? Yeah, but
Ooh, oh my God.
Yeah, it was a great album though, man. Really, America's Most. It was a great album, and I'm sure we're gonna follow up with another album or two, or maybe three, or maybe even four from Cube. On
Cube
down the
gonna
line.
get a lot of
Cube gonna
about
get
to
some
get a lot of
recognition
love on here, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, because-
archivables.
Man,
Archivables.
hey, we can't forget Endangered Species though. That was on that joint.
No, you can't.
no.
You can't.
No.
Yeah, he broke down the plight of our existence.
Infotainment.
All
Infotainment.
in one jam, and you know, it was amazing that he could be so hood and street and West Coast, but at the same time, he could illuminate his knowledge on us as a people and our condition in this society.
Absolutely.
And that's why I believe he called it America's Most Wanted, because they don't want people like that to be able to disseminate information like that, like he did on such a large scale, because that's what they call the woke movement now, I believe.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
he was waking people up at that time.
Yeah.
And his music has such a large platform and the potential. Man, one of the best things I seen, our movie, Behind Enemy Lines.
Right.
When he was running and getting away from the pursuers, and they scooped him up in that truck, and I think they threw him a Pepsi or something, and dude was sitting up there rocking an Ice Cube t-shirt.
You talking about in a whole nother country, barely speaking English.
In Russia.
And then talking about how he liked Chuck D, right?
Yeah, he did.
And he was singing his songs.
Speaking of both of them.
He's speaking of both of them.
So
Talking about Public Enemy number
So for
one.
him to have one.
Yeah,
Hey, we got to do that later, but go ahead.
So for him to have such a broad reach like that, to where he wasn't even in the movie. This was like a military movie about somebody getting stuck behind enemy lines, and the writer felt the need to include something urban on that scale, and he selected Ice Cube to put right there and to show his reach and his influence globally. That was amazing.
Amazing.
That was.
I think he might have had
that was
this
heavy.
shirt on with the America's Most Wanted cover
I
on it.
don't actually.
Oh, it was Lethal
remember.
Injection.
It could have.
It was one of those.
Yo,
But that was just big. I thought, you know what I mean?
that's basically, you know, you just broke it down, D. They were in fear of hip hop being the tip of a spear that was gonna really, you know what I mean, pierce the bullshit, the systemic bullshit, you know, and dudes like Cube, like they had that big platform that is like, yo, that street knowledge was really getting into the young people's ears. And hip hop is still that powerful today.
It is.
And that's the reason why so many people fight so hard to try to bring certain individuals with certain messages to the forefront and put a light on them and show the next generation that you can speak about what's going on in life. You can speak about how you feel about the world. You don't have to have all this shit that they doing on TikTok. It ain't no knock on them, but I still haven't seen a TikTok artist who has gone on to have a sustainable career yet. I see some hot singles. I don't see nobody charting nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And it's about longevity in this game.
It's about longevity, and it's about creativity. It's about the
Most
art.
definitely creativity.
And you can use your platform to say something, because look, he just described to you that Ice Cube was saying fuck the radio. Ice Cube was saying fuck the power structure, and still landing in movies where people are wearing his t-shirt in Russia. You see how powerful that is when you speak your truth?
Yeah,
and he still spoke his truth, and he went on to do a family movie. Are we there yet?
But
and it's still, I'm saying, he just, you live in your truth, and the possibilities are endless. That's all I want to
definitely.
because he always lived in his truth.
Bingo.
I like when he said he didn't go to Hollywood. He got a quote. He said he didn't go to Hollywood. Hollywood came to him.
Facts. He stood on a lot of business though, like foolish interviews he walked out on. He, back then he was really for like the community, you know what I mean, and like really just like, this is the game. It's no other way but this. This is the game. I'm telling y'all exactly what's going on, and then he wasn't about to let people play in his face. So I done seen him walk out on certain interviews. I done seen him speak on certain, because also I don't know if he was Muslim, but didn't he kind of?
Well, he's alluded to being aware of the teachings of Islam. He supports Minister Farrakhan and different prominent Muslims. And he stands on his blackness.
Yes. Yeah, because I don't think he ever
I never heard he took a shahada.
Yeah, okay.
He's not shahadatain to my knowledge, but
because he always spoke highly of Minister Farrakhan.
And Brother Khalid Abdul Muhammad too. Yeah, that was his guy.
Yeah, even back then, you know what I mean. So I thought that was kind of like he always was like he had the leader mentality.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
No, he
makes a lot of sense. He was the leader of the lynch mob. He said, "You can't fade me." But he's drop an old school beat. Hey, when that shit drop, you be like, "Yo, this shit is crazy."
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I mean, just talking about the album a little bit, dog. That was the kind of album where you can get into a barbershop debate, and you be like, nah. Somebody be like, man, dudes on the West Coast don't be rapping like that. You be like, nah, well, man, you gotta listen to America's Most Wanted. Like back then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he kind of acknowledged it on one of the songs that some don't think that I could flow, that I could show styles. Like, you know what I mean? That was him
Niggas
acknowledging.
still tripping off the shit I said
last year. That was the bar right there.
It was.
Niggas still tripping off the shit I said last year. And niggas was still tripping off of that.
For real.
That's
for real.
Man.
He had his hand on the pulse of LA, man. That's
for real.
Every time I see him, what I call him, babe? Don Mega. I don't even call him Ice Cube. That's Don Mega.
That is the Don Mega. We seen the Don Mega rock a show by his dolo.
Yeah.
I'm like, he got wind. He not running out of breath, and
was clowning, talking shit,
walking back and forth, and he talking.
Got
shit,
these fools playing their ad libs on stage and all this. Yeah, if you can't rock a show, you don't need the microphone in your motherfucking hand. Hey, give me that whoop-de-wop, and he just go in.
It was amazing.
So wait a minute, y'all. Y'all telling me that he didn't have no hype man?
No hype man.
Body.
He had no hype man.
Next to him,
I didn't even see a DJ,
Crooked Eye.
but I know
Nobody.
he had to have a DJ. But I didn't even see a DJ. He was on stage by himself.
No, nobody hiding off stage getting this.
Because dudes be on the side. See, a lot of y'all don't know that. It be somebody on the side of the stage that the crowd can't see, and they got a mic too. They be saying
they get that Gladys Knight and the Pips.
Hey, I've been one of them. Hey, on the side.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it. But you said there's nobody.
I've been dog
there.
hype man before,
nobody
out the
was
country
there.
And all that. But no one was there. I was on stage, me and my wife, a couple of our daughters, we was on stage with him and his family, and he gave like a 30, 40-minute show. All him, all dolo. Did not gasp for breath.
Drink no water.
Not one time.
I thought I was like, wow, this is
amazing. Yeah, I mean, he made me recalibrate my, my understanding of getting out there, and really giving it to him, and as lyricists, as us priding ourselves on lyricists, I believe, and I'm talking to everybody and for everybody at this table, I think we go in so hard on the delivery and the patterns that we play with, that we don't really value the simplicity of a good song.
Sometimes, yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah, sometimes.
True.
Sometimes when you get to certain levels of writing, and it's hard for you to write
Relax.
something super simple because you have all these ideas, but every idea is just gonna make another layer of complexity.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Right. And then not only that, you know, with the expectations of your fans, expectations of who you are and what they're used to. So anything less than that is like, you know what I mean? So, you know, you right about that. I think about that too. Like, oh no, because so-and-so gonna be like, well, you know, and I do not like when somebody can predict my
next bar.
I don't like that. I had that happen to me
y'all
in the
used
studio
to do that
before. I had that happen in the studio before one time, in the studio with Maestro, and he I said, nah, this ain't gonna ever happen again. This ain't gonna ever happen again. This ain't gonna ever happen again.
That's
this before I got a deal.
MC.
This ain't gonna ever happen again.
That's real MCism right there. When you don't want anybody to know or have an idea of what your next bar is gonna be. So
Most
if I say
definitely.
I am walking down the street, you don't want somebody to come and finish that bar and they said the same thing that you was about to say. That means that you haven't dug into your mind deep enough
Not at all.
to find something more unique to say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Mike Stroh, Young Mikey.
Young Mikey.
You know,
Mikey came out, was like,
you know, bars skills still appeal. So,
bro.
you know, I'm just like, okay. I say, yeah, that's not gonna happen again. Don't even worry about it. Never again.
That's dope. But that's being a real MC.
Yeah. Oh man, make me step my stuff up. I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't feel any kind of way. It was like, okay, you gotta go harder.
And you know
that ain't
what's
it. And you know you can.
And you know what the conclusion to all that is, really what make that so dope, is because I can say this with certainty. Ice Cube had an influence on all of us as an artist.
Period.
Yeah. There's some Ice Cube.
Period.
In the ingredients that make up whatever your recipe is, it's some Ice Cube
splashed in there. Sure.
Yes.
For sure.
And if it's not, it needs to be, bro.
Oh, man.
If it ain't none, then we understand. We understand why you sound like you sound.
Look,
ugly.
Ice Cube, Ice Cube, just listening to Ice Cube helped me control my vocal tone. And perform on stage, because I noticed that he raps from the diaphragm. And he's never hoarse.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow. And when you rap from the diaphragm and you perform and you on tour, because people ask me, like, when you on tour, what do you do? You'll never get hoarse? Because I had a cousin, he went on tour in like a couple cities. He barely talk. Yo, cuzzo, I don't know.
I done seen a few artists do that.
Yeah, like, what I'm hoarse. I said, and you still got shows to do? I'm like, yo, you got to rap from the diaphragm. You can't be screaming.
Drink some hot tea and shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Well, see, it's hard to shut the fuck up and not get a check.
No, I'm talking about in between your shows.
Oh, okay.
Drink plenty hot tea and shut the fuck up. Preserve your tonsils and your.
I was like, I said, yeah, I don't know how you gonna get back, but I'm thinking like, you got to rap from the diaphragm. That's screaming.
But see, so that's something that you felt Ice Cube, because we get mentored from a distance.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
We
Nah,
do.
that was something that really I really gotten my, my vocal tone. And it's crazy to pick it from a guy, but I just like his vocal tone was so authoritative. I was like, I like that. When you he demanded your attention. As soon as you heard his voice, it was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like he said on that song, don't be mad because I make you want, I make you want to gang bang. I'm like, you kind of do, bro. Your whole vocal tone make me, you know what? I ain't no punk, nigga. We finna go up.
Oh, yeah.
Ice Cube is on. Like, he just gave you that energy. But, yeah, he helped me with that. And I noticed that he raps from the diaphragm. So I would give that advice to certain artists when they on tour. It helps you from not getting hoarse.
There you go.
And there was your lesson.
Boom, there was your
from
lesson.
the America's
Your
Most
ass
Wanted.
be able to do like 30
Ice
cities.
Cube album.
Get your bag, baby girl.
It was a banger. It was a moment in time in hip hop when, you know, hip hop was the soundtrack of the streets at that time.
It still
And
is.
to a degree.
No, it still is.
To a degree.
I think it still is.
Well, okay, name me 5 artists that are really right now giving you what's going on from a broad perspective like America's Most Wanted.
Lil Baby let me know what's going on in Georgia. And I could go on.
Okay, in Georgia, but Ice Cube let you know what was going on
in Cali, in LA.
Cali, but all over the nation for the black man at the same time. It wasn't just it just wasn't confined.
He does that too. I can't even.
Okay, that's one. We'll give it up for Lil Baby.
Yeah,
we'll give it up for Lil Baby. I like his music.
He's a people's
No,
champ.
I like his music.
Yeah, I fuck with Lil Baby.
Yeah, he gives like game.
And believe it or not, I'm sure we'll be chopping up one of his albums one day.
Definitely.
While we sit here, you know, we ain't biased. You know, we
That's
not.
what they don't know.
What California Breeze?
Man, we love music. We love
We
hip
got a song
hop.
called California Breeze. You know we gotta chop it up a little bit.
Hey, listen, man. Catfish and grits taste cool. You know what I'm saying? We ain't tripping. Hey, man. But you know what? On America's Most Wanted, man, the lyricism. Because y'all just was talking about the diet coming from the diaphragm and having Ice Cube, some sort of influence from Ice Cube. The Bomb, which was the last joint on there. Yeah. He really got loose on his MC shit. Yeah. And whenever Ice Cube get loose on his MC shit, he's vicious. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When you go listen to the grand finale, you listen to that Ice Cube verse on there. If you go to the NWA song Parental Advisory, you know, I be what is known as a bandit. Like, you go listen to these verses that I'm telling you to listen to, and you'll understand where I was influenced at. Yeah. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was influenced by MCs who have a certain amount of viciousness in them. Yeah. You feel me? And and when I heard Cube,
made you feel them.
Yeah, when I heard Cube on things like that, I'm like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because, dog, if you about to rap and DOC is in the room,
you better be saying something. Yeah, shout out to the doc.
Ain't no play. We not going to play.
Yeah.
You better come with y'all. Hey, for real. Yeah. DOC.
A+.
Man, the pen on that man. Yeah. Stop playing.
Stop playing.
We're going to break down his album too.
Oh, what? Nobody does it better?
That's coming. That's coming.
Or the formula. Oh, my God. Yeah.
That's
the
coming.
Great debate, which was the dope. But yeah, that whole project was ridiculous.
Man,
it's funky enough. Yes. Yeah, we'll definitely get to that. But shout out Ice Cube. You did that. America's Most Wanted. We love it. It made an impact on us as individuals in LA and California, Long Beach, you know, all the whole West Coast lifestyle. It spoke to us, and we felt you all the way, and we was glad of your ability to make that departure and go to the East Coast and bring such a great project back to represent us. So that's why we shouting you out today and shouting out the album. D-Yak and Crooked Podcast. Stay tuned. All G-ism.
Gemini gang.
Cobb, you bitches.
This album was brought to you by Mercedes of Long Beach, 2300 Spring Street in Signal Hill, California. Much love for the support. When you want to ride, fly, check out Mercedes-Benz of Long Beach.